So here's Cassandra's car after Barry, and it doesn't look bad, and realistically everything kind of held up half decently except for the rad support and the rad. But for some of you guys that may know, this car is not fixable. She actually lasted quite a bit of time. She took 7th or 8th overall. I was watching the video and I think she took 7th. I'm not too sure, maybe 8th, but she did pretty good. There was 16 cars there. She held her own for quite some time, that's for sure. But as you can tell, the back end took a nasty shot, and she's been sore for a couple days. Now she's blaming me for this hit, and I don't even think I did this. I may have done this, but I don't think I hit her that hard, to be honest. I did hit her in this exact spot, but I don't think any part of my car was this tall. I may be mistaken. The rear bumper could have been that tall on my car, but I am not 100% sure if that is my damage. But if it was, I'll take credit for it. I hit my wife. It felt good. I'm joking. But what ended up happening to her is she took a nasty shot from a steel tubing bumper that went right underneath her frame, ripped the whole bottom of it out, and then it continued until it met the transmission. And then what it did was it broke off the gear selector, so the computer didn't know what gear it was in. It broke off the actual selector, so now you can't actually shift the gears. And then right here, as you see all this broken steel, it actually split the side of the transmission open where I made that homemade mount. So I guess the mount was too stiff, and because it didn't have any absorbent in it, as good as the factory one, it decided to rip the mounts out of the transmission. It's barely in there by like 1 bolt. You see it? It's ripped all the threads out of all the other ones. But what the real downside is you see right there. That's where the factory transmission cooler lines come out of this transmission. So I was able to get the car started. I thought it was okay. I thought she just broke all this stuff. So when I got it started, I told her to drive it to the truck. As she was driving it there, it puked out all the transmission fluid. And now this thing's junk. I don't even want to fix this for demo cross because I know it will break pretty much immediately. And there's no way I can re-drill and tap that into the block. That's broken right off at the block, so that's garbage, garbage, garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. The car still runs and drives. Well, it runs pretty good, doesn't drive. Underneath the hood, you know what this is going to look like. Surprisingly, all these aluminum motor mounts on this side are still holding up pretty good. We haven't lost the belt. We didn't lose the oil filter because this is actually a canister. It's still aluminum and weak. But basically, everything else is still perfectly fine. We'll not run this car again. We're not going to save it. We are going to save the injectors and, the coil packs and stuff like that, just in case I get another manual one, because I think these automatics have a little bit too much of a problem up here with a big target and stuff being smashed off. So if you're going to run one of these, I really wouldn't suggest an automatic. I would suggest a manual. But if I buy any more of these that are automatic, all I'm going to do is cut the bumpers off, save the bumpers, scrap the rest. We've already started disassembling it, so we have out the battery and all that fun stuff. We have the cage out already because that's going into another car pretty much immediately. We still have to take out the transmission cooler, the gas tank, the fuel lines, the dash bar, all that fun stuff. So we've got quite a bit of work to get this thing empty, but we do have another dumpster car, and it's always nice to have another dumpster car. So, well, it's off to the workshop, and thanks very much for watching the aftermath of the 2006 Mazda 3 automatic. But I don't think we'll be running another one of these automatics for a while to come. Maybe just a manual if we get one.